Yo, what up, everybody? How's it going out there? Thinker St. James here. It is the Contender Series, Dana White's Contender Series, Week 3. Made it just in time. I have been on a crazy sleep schedule lately. This whole Raja Jackson thing threw my sleep schedule all kinds of off. Literally taking a nap, getting myself ready for this. Needed more sleep. Didn't get more sleep, overslept, barely getting to the stream on time. I'm here. This is not helping at this point. You know how much I love this stuff, but it is kind of a hindrance right now because it is keeping me up way longer than I should be up. And I'm just I'm getting work done late at night, which is what I really like to do. But people, understandably, are calling me at times when I'm trying to take a nap. And it's not their fault. They're on normal sleep schedules. They're like normal human beings. Not me. Oh, man. All right, but we're here. We made it. We made it right under the gun. And I am looking forward to it, as I always am. If you are unaware, we go into the Contender Series completely blind. I do not know anything about any of these fighters. I want to be entertained. I want to be wowed. I want the spectacle of quality, entertaining fights to be the impression that I get from these fighters. The impression that I get. Mighty, mighty boss tones, maybe? Anybody? All right, well. Getting myself ready to actually form sentences right now is a bit of an issue. Hey, man, how's it going, brother? Good to see you, man. How you doing? All is well. The fact that I'm on time is... it means that everything worked out okay today. There was a time, not in my last job, but in my job before that, I used to work, my schedule was always different, and it was essentially like 24 hours type schedule. So I could be on, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I could be on at 7 o'clock in the morning, just depending on where they needed me at any given time. And there were days where they would have the craziest schedules like booked for me. I lived 40 minutes from that job too. So, they'd have me on at like 7 o'clock one day, but then the day before I'd be out at like midnight. And I'd have to go 40 minutes each way to get to the job. So there were days where I would just sleep through my alarms. And that panicked feeling that you get when you sleep through an alarm, that's something... That's its own unique feeling, I think. It's a very like, I don't know. It's a very specific type of anxiety that you give yourself. It's like it happens very quickly, but you're like you wake up, you like bolt up right out of bed, like holy shit, making you crave a Red Bull. Well, brother, if you get a Red Bull, let me recommend not getting the monster fucking can of it. Not like Monster Energy, but almost as big as one. Because the big cans are throwing me off. I got the big cans because of the Shanghai card. I said, you know, maybe I'll need a little extra for Shanghai because it was 3 o'clock in the morning local time, which I'm sure that you guys know a lot about out there. But got the big cans, and now I've been loving it because it's like my favorite thing on the planet to drink. But at the same time, it has been fueling a very negative sleep cycle right now. I honestly wanted to come on earlier, even. I was going to come on a half hour early just to kind of catch up with everybody and chat for a little bit, but got in right under the gun. So be careful is all I'm saying. You have a crazy sleep schedule too, though. You're like me with that. Yeah, it happened to me with an early UFC card. I missed half the card. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It happens. I mean, I get lucky sometimes with that. Like this one, I feel like I got lucky. You know, like I woke up with 20-ish minutes to go, and I got lucky that I was able to throw the stream together quickly. I hadn't done my titles. Like yeah, usually I little behind the scenes, you know, whatever. I get up about an hour early for any stream. Like I get to this desk an hour early for any stream that I'm doing, so I can get my titles together. You know, there's a checklist that I have to go through to get everything ready to go for these streams. And when I don't have my hour, I get very like, I'm like, oh, holy shit, I gotta do this, I gotta go over here, fucking take a piss, go get your water, you know, like, I'm fucking like, I'm having to, you know, all hands on deck over here. I'm a coffee guy right now, but a nice cold Red Bull is so good, brother. I got like coffee. I mean, I hear mixed things about coffee as to like the benefits of it. I hate coffee personally. I find coffee just to be really gross. It's just I don't enjoy the taste of it. This stuff, I love the taste of. I say all the time that like I feel like Red Bull was like chemically engineered in a laboratory to appeal to me directly, and it's really bad for that exact reason. Because like I know it's not good for me, but I love it so much. I love the taste of this stuff. Like you get the caffeine, you get the sourness. You know, I love sour candy. If I'm gonna ever eat candy, that's sour is always what I go for. So yeah, I understand, man. But you got to be careful with it because it is not great for you as far as all of that caffeine goes, and you know it can be pretty it can get bad, and then you can end up in a situation like I'm in, where you're in a sleep cycle where you're basically up for as long as your body will stay awake on that stuff, crash out random times. Now, granted, working for myself now, so you know I can do that, but still, I mean, people are calling me. And again, rightfully so. It makes sense that people would be calling me, you know, at normal human hours. But I'm not awake at those human hours because I've been up for 17 hours doing my work, but still, you know, it not on a normal operational kind of schedule there. Don't talk to me before I've had my hour, Jono. Yes, indeed. Exactly. Now you can talk to me. I'm on coffee more for my health. The taste isn't great, I'll admit. Yeah. I mean, so is there like specific health benefits to coffee that are like helping you out? Or are you replacing energy drinks with coffee for the health reasons? Because I probably should do that too, but I am definitely not going to, because I will not. Some things I refuse. I've already made a lot of concessions for my health in various ways. Changing to coffee over energy drinks is not going to be one of them. Where the hell is this feed? I've been, there we go. Okay. All right. Trying to make sure that we got feed over here. Do we have feed? It said it was live. Show me something. Black screen. All right, there we go. All right, we do have feed. Everything is okay, people. we are here. We're locked in. It is the Contender Series Week 3. Let's go. I just think energy drinks are bad to drink consistently, but I love caffeine, so I decided with coffee. Yeah, exactly. That's probably better. I heard that there are some teas that they have now that have a good amount of caffeine to do exactly what you're doing, to be like a healthier alternative to energy drinks. I just don't like tea or coffee, and I love this stuff. So, again, I've made some pretty significant, life changes in the last couple of years. So, I'm gonna give myself this. We're just gonna be okay with it until I hospitalize myself, but hopefully that won't happen. I had to cut out caffeine completely. Yikes! So now I just carry around my 80-ounce emotional support water bottle. Dude, I mean, what are you doing to stay awake if you had to cut out caffeine completely? Are you just in the gym like I should be? There we go. All right. Timer going on here. Feed. Boom. There you go. First shot of this competitor who's conceivably going to be on this week of The Ultimate Fighter. The Ultimate Fighter. I always do that for no fucking reason. The Contender Series. I'm a little out of it still. Yeah. So, we're good. We're locked in. Every time I start to fall asleep, I take a sip of water. Water just does it for you. Water keeps you awake, just taking little small sips of it. Amazing. I wish that I was that way. I need to start getting back into the gym. The gym is the only thing that helps me regulate my energy levels when I am not drinking those energy drinks. Chase has only just discovered caffeine. For the longest time, I was in the same boat, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I knew it existed. I just never drank any of it because I didn't like coffee. And energy drinks, I had a Red Bull one time. Actually, before I went to a gig at that job that I was just talking about. I had a Red Bull going into that gig one time and thought that I was going to have a heart attack. It was one of those deals where I was not used to it. I had never had one before. And I had the jitters like you wouldn't believe. My heart was going a million miles an hour. So I kind of stayed away from them for a long time, but I don't even remember how I got back into them, honestly. Like, at some point, I guess I just needed energy for something, and I was like, oh, I guess I got to bite the bullet here. And now I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. How about that? It's like microdosing waterboarding for your water regulation. If it works for you, bro, then congratulations. But I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more of a shot in the arm. I need to be pumping the caffeine directly into me. Beeb, what's going on? Yoel Romero said that in Cuba, people are so poor they drink water with sugar as like a Gatorade after working out. Yeah, sugar water is legitimately a thing. I mean, I've heard of that as like a thing outside of Cuba, but it wouldn't surprise me in Cuba if that is the case. Shout out to Yoel making his bare knuckle debut at some point soon. Dan Helly and DC over here, the lone commentators. It's kind of funny to me that like the Contender Series is like it's like the graveyard shift of the UFC at this point. Like they have trouble staffing it. It feels like sometimes. We had Dean Thomas on the call last week. He was doing commentary. But now they couldn't even get him. We had a replacement announcer for Justin Bernard last week, which is interesting. Justin Bernard is actually one of my more favorite announcers. I think he's really good. But You know that you're short-staffed when you got to get a replacement announcer, because Justin Bernard is Mr. Contender Series. Caffeine gives me a full-on heart palpitations and shivers. Yeah, I understand, man. That's how it started with me. I had to, like, get my body used to it, which is really not great, you know? You shouldn't, like, push beyond what your body is telling you at that point, right? Kind of, you probably should just listen to your body at that point. Plus, in undergrad, I started dissociating everything I drank. A Mountain Dew. Wait, what? I started dissociating everything. I drank a Mountain Dew, so I had to cut it cold turkey. Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand that as well. Yeah, you know, the crazier thing to me is that, like, anything that is not an energy drink, and everything that is not a Red Bull, really. Because I've had Monster Energy, too, and I had Celsius, and Celsius apparently has, like, a ton of caffeine in it, but I just didn't like the taste of Celsius. Any other energy drink that I've had, or, like, no, take that back. Any other drink that I have had that is not an energy drink has not given me any kind of boost at all. Like, you know, I know that there's caffeine in sodas. You know, I used to drink a good amount of Coke, whatever, good amount of Pepsi and all that kind of stuff. I never would get, like, an actual, like, jump. I could drink, like, a 6-pack of soda and just go straight to sleep. With this, I finally actually, like, get, like, the physical aspect of it. And, you know, I enjoy the up of an energy drink. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you know, I've got addictive tendencies. So, you know, getting some kind of physiological reaction out of things, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's not my normal state of being, you know?
Show me the Yanni. Who do you like this week, Yanni?
Well, we're going to follow it up with some more props. Only as good as your last bet. So
oh,
let's
well.
start off with Perez and Sousa.
We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. Really, what I'm going to have to do is tonight, after this, I'm going to have to actually get to sleep at a normal hour because I've got work to do in the daytime tomorrow now. And going to have to go do the work. I can't keep waking up to phone calls and then taking the call. That's always very dangerous. Juice make brain go burr. Yes, indeed it does. Makes the brain rattle around in this thick skull of mine. So, update for everybody. I talked about it on the podcast last night, but tomorrow, I mean, news keeps coming out, and everything with this story has moved so quickly. Everything with this story has moved so quickly. But I am going to be hopefully catching up with all of it and giving a more definitive account of everything. So if you watched the Raja Jackson video that's out on the channel currently, I would recommend coming back tomorrow for the stream tomorrow night. I'm going to do a pretty in-depth stream, I would say, going over all of the details that I might have missed in the first video. I found a more definitive account of things. We're going to do a watch along of that video, and then I'm going to do a watch in the same stream of an update video with some more information about stuff that came out just today, yesterday, and all that. Oh, Jesus. The audio is pumping through, isn't it? Thank you, Jono. Wow. Appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know, because yeah, that was not supposed to be that way. Why was that even on that way? Oh, because I was doing the recording for the video. That's why. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, that would have been a copyright strike. Still, it already might be. So hopefully that's not going to be the case. Might have to mute some of that. Have a nice stream. Appreciate you, Jono. Thank you. There you go. See, this is getting sloppy here with not paying attention to those things. Still letting the Red Bull like seep into my brain and wake me up here, but all good. We're in. We're locked in now. We're ready. Hydra, how's it going, brother? Any standout fighters tonight on the Contender Series? Well, I wouldn't know. And the reason that I wouldn't know is because I specifically go into the Contender Series completely blind. This is my one opportunity in this sport to watch it like a true fan. Knowing as much as, we know about the sport now, covering it, I feel like every waking moment of my life is dedicated to MMA and keeping up with the conversation surrounding it. So I specifically don't do any research on the Contender Series. I let the fighting speak for itself. And I say that I do that for two reasons. One, it's for the enjoyment of it, because it is nice to be able to just watch a fight not knowing either guy and just seeing who impresses me. But then two, I also do it because you only have so much mental bandwidth in life. And I don't need to do a bunch of research about a fighter that conceivably I might never see in the promotion if they lose their fight terribly. So that's my rationale, at least. Is it possibly a little bit of an excuse to not do extra work? Maybe. You could call it that. I don't think that that's the truth, personally. And also, I think that I spend so much goddamn time with this sport that even if it is an excuse, I'll take it as an excuse. Damn. Thank you very much to Jono for letting me know that the audio was coming through, because I completely did not catch that. Good points. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. It was really good to see you in the chat on the podcast. Always appreciate seeing you popping up in the comments now. Thank you very much for your support. I'm glad that you enjoy the content, brother. Thank you. You're certainly a welcomed addition to the Blood Palm. Now, I will say that I did see a tweet from MMA Orbit saying that this opening fight is an interesting one. Or at least they at least put out a tweet mentioning this fight specifically. This is Abby versus Johnson. Dante Johnson versus Darian Abbey. So, I mean, maybe there was a reason that they highlighted it. I don't know. But whatever the case may be, we'll find out together. Hooked a new fan since the Shanghai stream. Yeah, brother, appreciate you being there for that too, man. That was a fun one, dude. I love doing those early ones. I really enjoy it. I love getting up early. Gives you the whole rest of the day. There's been talks now with the Paramount deal that they might be changing the start times of events. I would welcome that. You know, I'd be way okay if they would do these in the afternoon, man. Because, like, not the Contender Series, but, like, the regular events, like, every Saturday night is completely taken. You could do that in the middle of the afternoon. You could do that on a Thursday even sometimes. You know what I mean? Remember back in the day? I don't know how old everybody in the chat is, everybody watching, but back in the day when UFC was on Fox, they would do Thursday cards. You'd have midweek cards. And it was awesome for the fact that it didn't kill your weekend. But at the same time, it was a little annoying back then because you had to like set a TiVo or something. You know, you'd have to record it if you weren't there to watch it live. And, it wasn't like as easily accessible if you didn't have cable. I wish they moved it a bit earlier. Trying to get a casual to stay up till 1 a.m. for a title fight is a hard sell. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, I guess it speaks to the strength of the organization's talent that they can get people to do that. And it also is tradition. I mean, this is coming from things like boxing and pro wrestling. That's all. They all do that same type of schedule. But it would be nicer to, get out of a card at like 9 o'clock in the evening and then still be able to like go out if you wanted to at night kind of thing. This dude has the word peace tattooed on his stomach, which is kind of interesting being that he is a fighter in the most violent sport there is. Yeah, this is Johnson has the word peace tattooed across his stomach. Maybe he's like a pacifist mixed martial artist. All right. Fight number 1 is underway. Hey, g'day, mate. What up, Didgeridoo Dave? Good to see you, brother. I know you've been upset you were missing some of the streams, bro. Oh, shit. Low blow to start things off. But yeah, no worries, man. Always another stream around the corner, so good to see you now. Don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Comes out with peace on his stomach and goes out and, immediately kicks the dude in the nuts, so that's not very peaceful. Shit, dude. Take this piece to the dick. Saturday night fights fucked you up. Yeah, I feel you, dude. All right, let's see. Johnson's moving all kinds of goofy right now. He's got an interesting kind of movement style. They're fighting heavyweight. These are 2 heavyweights. Neither of them seem like super huge heavyweights. Abby is tall, but Johnson definitely is not a big heavyweight. So he's moving kind of nice for a heavyweight. But, oof, there you go. He's kind of getting under. Oh, all right. They're swinging. Johnson touching him. Oh, Johnson might be getting it. Oh. Hey, all right, Mr. Peace. You're right, Hydra. Don't judge a book by its cover. Peace Johnson over here just kicked the dude in the nuts and then punched him in the face until he dropped. There you go. That was nice, man. He's definitely a small heavyweight though. That's wild. That was one of the things that I didn't say it, but I had noted in that tweet that I had talked about from MMA Orbit. They were highlighting the weight difference because this dude's like coming in at I think 219 or something like that, and his opponent is like 235 or something along those lines. Yeah, Abby's a tall heavyweight, and Johnson just found the shots. He was ducking under shots. Maybe being the shorter heavyweight it could be somewhat an advantage, maybe. Because you can move better, get under and around shots. Yeah, all right. But I Peace Johnson. I don't know what his actual nickname is, but when you got peace tattooed on your stomach, that's your nickname now, baby. Playing the Imperial March for this guy. Hey, Justin Bernard is back. He has no nickname. All right, well, peace it is for now. I want to know what the story about the peace tattoo is. Why he felt the need. He feels so strongly about peace that he has to signal it to the world by tattooing it right there on his stomach. All right, I'm going to stop talking about the peace tattoo now. Congratulations to Johnson over here. Johnson. Dante. Woo indeed. He's got the little text on his chest. He's got peace on his stomach. He centralized all of his tattoos to his torso. He has no tattoos on his arms. Peace first, fists next. Exactly. There you go. You're cutting promos for him. Peaceful everywhere but the cage. Yeah, that's what it would seem. Oh, he does have tattoos on his arms. My bad. Not on the outside of his arms. I guess the butterfly kind of is. Or is it a bee? Looks like a bee. Hey, maybe he's a member of the MMA Hive. Shout out to the MMA Hive. He's got a tattoo of a bee on his forearm that's got a little, like, dotted trail coming out of it, and then it like loops, and the dotted trail goes into a paper airplane. This guy's tattoos. I'm sorry. I mean, the fight was pretty quick. I'm just I'm kind of fascinated by his tattoo choices over here. But yes, peaceful everywhere but the cage seems to be correct. He came in here again, kicked the dude in the nuts pretty bad, and that, you know, they took the little break, came back in, and he just smoked him. I mean, he got under every one of the shots. His parents are in the crowd cheering him on. That's pretty cool. College girl tats, yo. I saw a meme a little while ago that was it was like it was a picture, a photograph, like, from the other side of the table, and it was like it was a photograph of a girl sitting at you know, at a restaurant, and she had a tattoo of like a butterfly on her chest, like between her tits, and the caption was like, didn't see the butterfly, or like, didn't see the tattoo in time, now I'm stuck here. Something like that, something along those lines. Like, I didn't catch it early enough. I was like, You see a lot of that now. I was talking to a good buddy of mine about that not too long ago, where you, like, tattoos, there are like trends in tattoos, you know? Like the titty chandelier is one you see a lot of now, where it's basically like some weird design that goes like under the titties, and it's like a chandelier essentially. Call it a titty chandelier personally, but you had that. You had the tramp stamp, tribal tats for dudes for a while there. They come and go in waves. Maybe she can make the wings flap. I mean, if you're lucky. But then you got to deal with it, though. Which is, I think that was why that resonated with me more, is because I was like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, because this was an attractive girl in the meme. But they are, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you know what he's trying to say. It's like, you are going to probably have a good time, and then probably have a really bad time that never goes away if you stay with that. Titty chandelier or the Amazon tapestry in the dorm room are full no-goes. All right, see, this is good. This is good mental training out there for our single friends. You have to have a mental checklist over here of the things that you cannot abide by. The Amazon tapestry in the dorm room. I don't remember that one as much from when I was in college, but I understand it, though. I mean, I would say that the tapestry is probably okay. It more depends on what's on the tapestry. So it's like, if it's an Amazon scene you're talking about, maybe that's okay. You know, I mean, I assume you're talking about Amazon, the online retailer. But if it was the scene of the Amazon, then perhaps that would be all right. But like, I feel like the tapestry just tells you a lot that you need to know about the person. Because like, you got the Bob Marley tapestry up there. You know what that's talking about. You know what that means. If you got a heavy metal one, kind of tells you a little bit. Like, you know, all of these things are reflections of a personality, right? So, You just have to like read between the lines. And then you have to weigh your options as to whether or not you're willing to deal with whatever comes with that. That's always how I'm looking at it. What comes with this situation? What am I going to have to deal with on the other side of it if I work hard enough to get to the goal? There's one very basic one on Amazon, the website, that's a meme now. Just like a chakra looking thing. Okay. Got you. Maybe it's like a mandala. A mandala. Gotcha. Well, as long as you're aware of these things, going into it, again, then you have to make the conscious choice. Do I put up with all of the things that come with this? Cost-benefit analysis. So, yes. Be aware. Luckily, none of this is anything that we have to worry about with Dante Johnson, you know? So, keeping things going. Is Stream East down? Kamara, I would not know the answer to that one. We are watching on ESPN Plus. But if you join the Discord, which I encourage everyone to join the Discord, because the Discord is where we're talking MMA 24/7. In fact, if you were in the Discord when the Raja Jackson news broke, you got a lot of information in real time in there. Shout out to Bloomis and to Chase. We were all, and to Toby as well, all 4 of us, 5 of us, whatever it was, all kind of giving and getting updates as they were coming out late at night on Saturday night. But if you join the Discord, somebody might be able to help you out with some alternative viewing methods. Bro is peeling 1,000 coconuts a day. That's a crazy stat. Bro's putting up numbers before he gets into the cage. Manuel Souza. Manuel Souza peeling 1,000 coconuts a day. How many coconuts are you peeling a day? Send Raja 30, 40 years in prison and forget. Yeah, I'm going to go into a lot more detail tomorrow about my feelings when it comes to that. The short answer is yes. The long and the short of it is yeah. I mean, Raja is a mentally unstable and mentally unwell individual, but I think that there's a lot of nuance to it that is being lost in the conversation. It doesn't necessarily change anything, but I do think that for context, it's a little important to acknowledge it. So I don't want to bring the same on the podcast yesterday. I don't want to bring the vibe of tonight's stream down with that stuff. But I do encourage everybody, if you see me streaming tomorrow, hop on and chill with your boy. What time is the Raja stream tomorrow? That's a good question. I don't know exactly yet. I have to see what time I get out of all of the work stuff that I'm doing. It should be at a relatively normal time. I'm thinking probably around the same time as now, maybe like between 8 and 9, maybe something like that. Also, I am on Twitter and Instagram, and aside from today, because I was scrambling today, but I always post the start times for the streams on Instagram and on Twitter at Yama Show if you want to follow on either of those platforms. In fact, let me mute my phone real quick. Sorry, I keep getting people talking to me, and I cannot deal with that right now. What time would you like the stream? You know, I can do that too. As long as it's in the evening, I should be able to do it probably early-ish. I don't want to go super late if I can avoid it. I got to be up early on Thursday. But Mr. Coconuts over here has no tattoos, so nothing to talk about there. But who is he fighting? He's fighting Christian Perez. Christian. Mexico versus Brazil. Matchup we have seen many times. 13-1, 12-1. Pretty even match here. Mexico City PI guide. There you go. Okay. Little homegrown talent. We talk about that on the show occasionally. Chase has been bringing that up. They love those PIs. Understandable, you know? You're like, not only are you investing in the future product of your sport, you're also keeping it all in-house. I think the PI makes perfect sense for that. Good to drop in around that time. Got you, brother. Okay. Well, I will post about it on those platforms and let everybody know there, so keep an eye out. All right, good takedown for Perez early here. He basically just like took him from the side and just dragged him like up and over his body. That was a nice takedown. Yeah, knee picked him, as DC says. All right. Sosa trying to reverse here. Perez doing a good job of keeping control. Yeah, good use of his body weight here, Perez. Because Sosa's like really working the arm. It looks like he's trying to Kimura him right now, but it's a very odd position to try to get a Kimura. All right. Yeah, Perez gets out of all of that and gets him in the head and arm here. But yeah, I mean, Perez is just kind of hanging on, and there you go. Great. Wow, that was nice to get back up. But then, Perez right back to his back, and now he's got the face crank. Not under the chin at all, but still, that was really, really nice. Perez is sticking to him like glue over here. A little rubbery. You must be like rubber, brother. Got the single arm around the chin, not under it. And Sosa's fighting the hands, but he needs to get out of this. Nice body triangle for Perez. Yep, this is good. This is good work for Perez right now. Keeping some nice control here. Oh, a couple good shots to the face from the bottom. Yeah, this is a solid body triangle, too. Always appreciate that. I always say that my buddy Cody Gibson would approve of a good body triangle. Cody Gibson, one of the best body triangles in the game, if not the best. I got to check in with Cody, see how he's doing. All right, Perez really staying with that body triangle, but he lets it go now. And kind of top down half guard right now. But almost like half mount, half guard. Pushing. Landing some good strikes here. Perez doing some nice work. Sosa's got no answers for any of this right now. Even though he's trying. He was putting a lot of effort into trying to get up, but Perez was just negating everything he was doing. So this is really good work for Perez. Kind of speaking to his skill level in the control department. Just driving that elbow, or excuse me, that shoulder rather, into Sosa's face, which is that's a good move too. This is all very nice work for Perez. He's not doing much with it, but like he's definitely tiring out Sosa. Like this is just good death by 1,000 cuts right now. And there you go. A couple nice shots now. And you can tell, like, the reason that this is good wearing down of your opponent is that Sosa has tried a lot of different things to get back to his feet, and none of them have worked. So he's really having to struggle hard for not a lot of gain. Oh, nice. Pins the arm. Trying to get that arm free again, but looked like he was trying to get the crucifix going. Not in the right position for it. All right. Yeah. Jeez. Well, that might be a 10-8 round, honestly. I mean, pretty close, I would say. I would say no, because Sosa was trying very hard to get out of all of that control. But I mean, he didn't do anything. The control time, I mean, they showed the stat, like, Perez had like 4 minutes of control time and all that. That was a lot of control. This dude needs to work on his takedown defense if this is the case, because he has not much going off of his back. Surprising, considering that he is the Brazilian. Hey, Savage. Been lingering in the chat, just making some late night burgers. My man with the late night burgers. God, I gotta eat something myself at some point. Missed the first fights. Anything good? You only missed one. We're in the second fight right now. And the first fight was real quick. Peace Johnson over there got himself a nice quick knockout. He's a small heavyweight, but somewhat effective, obviously. And now this is pretty good. I mean, Perez right now is working. I mean, he basically controlled the entire first round. Now they're on their feet. Now they're trading. Okay. Sosa trying to get himself back into this fight with some striking. Perez is really, really going for, gets him down again. Oh, this is bad news for Sosa. He needs to get himself in action here. He's trying to go for an armbar now. He went for the Kimura in the first round and didn't have it. And now he was going for an armbar. Doesn't have that either. And now Perez has control again. Yeah, Sosa is just, he's not getting to any kind of submission threat that would give give Perez any pause to stop doing what he's doing. So Perez just navigates through the submission attempt and then just goes back to being dominant. All of that being said, Savage, what kind of burgers are you making? And why was I not informed? Because your boy is hungry. Your boy has been trying to finish up all of the food that is remaining in his house. So I've been eating random things that don't really provide me much with like full-on sustenance. I'm eating an apple and a Nutri-Grain bar and then a bucket of popcorn. I need to actually eat a real meal at some point. Yeah, Perez just right back on top, just smothering. I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to see if this ends up getting him a contract, because, I mean, he's controlling like crazy. That is definitely true. He's obviously very dominant in the control department, but can he finish? Right now, I'm not seeing too much that would lead me to believe that he's going to be able to turn this into a finish. And I think that if you control this much and you can't finish, it almost says it's almost worse. Because, like, you're basically, I mean, like, because Sosa has been doing, you know, he's been allowing a lot of this. He's been accepting the position a lot. So it's like, if you have a guy who's accepting the position this much and you can't finish him, you know, I don't know how good that looks on the Contender series. Just grab some pizza and he's already down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you were thinking anything was going to be different, they did strike for a little bit in the beginning of the round. Sosa really does have nothing. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have anything here. It's true. He's got nothing. Which is unfortunate, because, like, he was throwing hands early. He keeps attacking this Kimura. Like, bro, this is a dry well, it would seem like. That is now 3 Kimura attempts, that none of which have gone anywhere. All right, but they're back to their feet now. This is where it changes, people. This is where it changes. Come on, Sosa. Come on, Sosa. Boom. There you go. Oh, there you go. All right. Now he's swinging. He landed a good hook there. Oh, hey, Perez landed some strikes too. Okay. Although Perez looking like he's a little tired. He might be gassed. Mouth was hanging wide open. He was looking like he was breathing a little heavy. Putting in a lot of work for not a lot of gain when it comes to all of that wrestling and grappling he was doing. All right. I mean, yeah, this is going to be an interesting round 3 because now it would seem that Perez is gassing a little bit here. Because, yeah, Sosa looks pretty fresh. And he's landing some good shots now. Perez looks like yeah, Perez might be gassed, bro. Goes for, oh my God. How do you let yourself get taken down full on? He literally, he didn't even double leg him in a traditional sense. He took one arm, put it over the shoulder, and then just pushed him to the ground. Bro, Sosa needs work on his takedown defense for real. That's ridiculous. And so I was just saying that Sosa looks like the fresher fighter. It's not even like he's tired. If he was super gassed out, it'd be like, okay, he just was exhausted. He fell over. But he's fresh. There's no excuse for getting taken down like that. After you know that the guy's trying to take you down. He's done it several times at this point. All right, 2 rounds down. Making just regular bacon burgers. Nothing wrong with a regular bacon burger. Oof, that sounds great. The beef I got from the butchers was processed not even a week ago, so really fresh. Let's go. Hell yeah, dude. I like that you actually go to a butcher. You do it legit. That's how you know you're getting the good stuff. Sorry, bro. Wish I could share, but you're about 3 to 4 hours away. That is true. That is true. All good, bro. I'm just kidding. Hope to get a decent meal with you soon. Yeah, absolutely, man. Soon. Yeah, we should definitely do that. You just got in. Who's winning? Nav, my man. I would say that Perez is winning this fight, but this 3rd round could be where it swings to Sosa's favor, considering that Perez is looking a little bit gassed out, even though he has some decent striking, even if he is gassed. It's just crazy to me that he gassed himself out while being so dominant and in control on the ground. Yeah, he's breathing heavy, dude. He just took a big breath to start this round. All right, round 3 is underway. Interesting fight so far. I actually kind of like this fight. It is decently action-packed, even if it has been pretty one-sided with the control by Christian Perez. Good to see you, Nav. How you doing? Nav, another valued member of the Discord. As I said, if you are not a member of the Discord, hit that exclamation point Discord. Join up with your boys. We have a very strict cool people only policy in the Discord. Ooh, there you go. Sosa landed now. Yeah, Sosa. Oh, yep. Perez leaking out the nose a little bit. Out the bridge of the nose. He might have broke that nose. And now Sosa. Oh my God. Now Sosa's on top. Bro, this is a terrible, terrible thing to be doing right now. Unless you were going for ground and pound, bro. Oh, yeah, but now, no, Perez is leaking out of the nose from the bridge and from inside the nostril now. Yeah, Sosa might have broken his nose. Fan-freaking-tastic. Love to hear it, dude. Oh, another good one down for Sosa. Yeah, Perez is gassed, bro. Perez gassed midway through the 2nd round. And now Sosa looking fresh. Yeah, so this is the power of cardio at work right now. That's the note that I got to remember for Monday on the podcast. Yeah, and Sosa says stand up. I like it. I like the way that Sosa is navigating this 3rd round. But the problem is that Sosa cannot bank on fighters in the UFC gassing out, into the 3rd round. I mean, there are plenty of fighters at lightweight who are not going to gas out halfway through the fight. But yeah, Sosa landing some nice ones. Perez landing back too. But yeah, Perez goes for the takedown. Sosa, if you get taken down right now, motherfucker. There you go. Okay, he stuffs that one, thankfully. But yeah, Perez is getting all kinds of worked over at this point. It's going to be a nice comeback victory for Sosa. But the note is definitely going to be that he needs to work on his ground game in a significant way. Yo, Perez is leaky. He is a leaky faucet right now. You know that it's bad when it's leaking out of the bridge and out of the nostril. Ooh, yeah, this dude is tight. Bro, this dude is gassed the fuck right now. But yeah, Sosa, Dan Hellie making a good point right now. Sosa needs to finish this fight. There you go. Keep going. Boom. Bang. There's a hammer fist. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Yo, Beltran really wants to step in right now, but Sosa just needs to be more active to finish. Keep going, bro. Keep throwing. There you go. Finally, Beltran steps in, but that's not even on Beltran. That was on Sosa for just like, bro, you got to go keep swinging your fucking hands. All right. Sosa eventually gets the job done and a nice come from behind victory, but interesting to see if he's going to get the contract off of that because the takedown defense is not there. And there are going to be plenty of fighters at lightweight who are going to be able to take him down and not gas the fuck out. Like, this is a great fight to give you an indication of what you could be seeing in reverse on, you know, when he makes his debut in the organization if he gets a contract. One of the best looking prospects on the card tonight, you say? I don't know if I would agree with that. Slowest TKO I've ever seen. Exactly. Yeah, they're glazing this guy like that was an amazing performance. I saw several things in that performance that were questionable at best. Because you mean to tell me that there's not going to be a fighter at lightweight who's going to do exactly what Perez did for the first 2 rounds and be able to do it in the 3rd round too? Come on. Boom. Goes for the takedown. I mean, like that the one that I was talking about where he got taken down, like with the one arm over the shoulder, that like tackle takedown. Like, come on, bro. If you're the fresher fighter, that should not be happening. And I mean, Dana's all happy about that one, which is usually a good indicator whether he's getting a contract or not. But I don't know. That would be one that I'm like a little on the fence about. You never want to be on the fence about a Contender Series fighter because it's already questionable whether or not they're going to do well inside the organization when they get there. So, you know, you want to see dominance on the Contender Series. Oh, yeah, he broke his fucking nose for real, dude. I didn't even see that. It was hard to see at the time when he was bleeding out of it, but bro's got the Mike Perry nose going on right now. He's got to get that thing reset. Yeah, he busted his nose up bad, dude. His nose went on the other side of his face. All right. Well, congratulations to Mr. Souza. And they're talking about him needing to work on his ground game in a significant way. I would agree completely. Sigma, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. 2-0 so far. You mean 2-0 in finishes or 2-0 in your predictions? I have a rule if I ever am going to bet on the Contender Series. You know, it's a little bit of a motto around these parts. It's straight bets, short money, all dogs. Because on the Contender Series, the underdog has just as much of a chance as the favorite to win. We've seen some crazy upsets on the Contender Series, and that's where the money's at. Oh, on your predictions. All right. How are you predicting these things? Are you going and watching tape? Because, I mean, that's the whole thing with this, too, for me is like, yeah, could I go through if my channel was like a predictions channel, like specifically, you know, if we were doing like one of those daily fantasy sports type deals or whatever, I could go back and watch tape on all these guys. I could try to make some accurate predictions that way, but like, who's doing all that work? I wonder who dropped a ton of live bets on Sosa round 3. Hopefully somebody, because I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know if I would have. Well, yeah, honestly, like, I guess thinking about it, it probably, you might, like, there might have been some people who recognized that that Perez was fading, because he was definitely looking a little gassed out there. You bet Contender Series with the Shane Gillis theory? What is the Shane Gillis theory? I didn't know that Shane Gillis had a betting theory. Hey, Checkmate, what's up, brother? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Good to talk to you. Good to catch up with you, bro. Glad everything's going well for you. Running the merchandise game over here. It was 2-0 Perez going into the third. Yeah, it definitely was. Yeah, absolutely it was. But, I mean, the reason that I say that people might have saw it is because Perez was gassing out. You could see him breathing heavy halfway through that second round. And that shot that broke the nose, bam. Yeah, he busted his nose up bad, dude. Rock, paper, scissors rules, but with the fighters race. Okay. That's funny. So what is the what beats what in rock paper scissors with the racial breakdown there? This is my Contender Series year. I only got one fight wrong so far on every Contender Series so far this season. That's what's up, dude. Sigma, the betting guru over here. Talk to this man about his predictions. But what is your method? Or do you not want to reveal your method because it's proprietary and you're doing so well with it, you don't want the rest of the world to know what you know? I understand that if that's the case. Got to play it close to the chest, Black beats white because of Raja. Asian beats black. Asian beats black is an interesting one. I mean, that one is a little iffy to me. Greedo plays is the method. Oh, is that a one of these guru guys? One of these betting mavens, these wizards of bettitry? September 9th, make sure to put some cash on the Daywalker. Yes, I remember you talking about that. No. Not that he's with Guru. That he is a guru. What if Raja did that to the Guru? I mean, I would not condone that against anybody. I don't hate the Guru like other people do. But I'm certainly not a fan either. Hey, TJF, what's up, brother? WTJF. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, the Daywalker, exactly, Blade. No, that's a fighter out of Philly, nicknamed the Daywalker. Of course, Checkmate MMA over there, Checkmate Entertainment, running the Philly combat sports market and the national MMA merchandising market. So if you need a shirt made, that's your guy right there. Oh, he's actually from Michigan. Okay, got you. Former Cage Fury champion. There you go. Would you live in MMA Joey's pocket or not? Yeah, no, I would stay very far away from anything that is connected to MMA Joey. I don't necessarily have too much of a problem with him either. I certainly do not consume his content. I don't watch Guru. I don't watch Joey. The only like there's the only like there are only a few MMA channels that I actually like consume content from. Like as a fan. Joey is 6'4" African American. Yeah, in his mind maybe. The Mighty Guru show is pretty good though. Oh yeah. Mighty Mouse and Guru. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you say so, I'm sure that there's probably some value there, but I don't need it. You know what I mean? Like when it's commentary stuff, I don't want to be influenced by it. You know, like if it's commentary like similar to the style of stuff that I do, like I inherently just kind of stay away from it. It reminds me of like stand-up comics who don't like watch other people stand up. Jack Slack is good. I've never heard of Jack Slack. Yeah, the ones that I like are kind of friends of the channel more so than anything. I watch Mixed Molly Whoppery, one of my absolute favorites. That's one of the goats of essay style videos about MMA, in my opinion. GK, another great channel. Shout out to Greg. And the best, I would say, as far as like current events go, is ITP MMA Live. That's my favorite. That dude is really, really sharp. ITP is very good at getting the information out to you very succinctly, and he packs a lot of information into a small amount of time. So yeah, I really I appreciate ITP. I prefer my content creators with actual experience and or mat time. Guru's gotten a little more informed. That's fair. I can understand that. That's what's great about the space, though, is that there's room for everybody. That's why I specifically say that I am not a fighter. You know what I mean? Like I come at it specifically from the other side of the coin because I want to make that clear up front, A, and then B, I want to differentiate myself from the people who are more experienced that way so that, you know, you can make your more informed choice as to what you like. Shoga MMA for a unique and Aussie take on MMA. Yeah, I liked Shoga's stuff a little bit. It wasn't necessarily something that I would go back to personally often, but I do respect him, and I endorse if you want to check him out as well. Only watch Yama and Okoye. And a bunch of betting channels. Really, what is it about Kenny that you mess with? Because that dude is entertaining, but I wouldn't say that it's necessarily for the right reasons. You like Digest? I don't know. Another one I don't know. Jack Slack does long podcasts, and he's got a lot of IRL experience and is well-spoken, especially for the MMA scene. Okay, well, there you go. There, he definitely has a leg up on me on that one then, because Lord knows I'm a stuttery, mumbly mess. From a non-experienced person, you give the sport a fair shake and treat it with respect mostly, and that's fair enough. Yeah, for real. I appreciate that. I appreciate that assessment, because that's true. I mean, I try to be as respectful as I can to these fighters. I mean, there's times where it's like, you know, there are funny things happening in the sport. That's why I started the channel. You know, I mean, come at it from a more comedic perspective, and try to talk about the goofy stuff in the sport, but do try to treat the fighters with respect and look at the sport from an unbiased perspective. Watching Yama is like watching with a hardcore friend. There you go. Bingo. Hydra has hit the nail right there on the head. That is exactly what it is. Yeah, that I think is probably one of the best like ways to describe the channel that you could. You know, it's the hyper MMA nerd perspective. Digest is full of himself and got a lot of people trying to fly out and fight him IRL. Oh, good Lord. See that's one element of commentary I never wanted to get into, where you're basically just sitting here talking shit to the chat, picking fights with everybody. Like, I'm just like, dude, that's so fucking dumb. Like, I see that in the shit posting groups all the time. And I know that Checkmate has experience with that, where it's like a bunch of dummies all sitting there, like talking shit to each other and then posting screenshots of what other people have said in the group and stuff. I'm just like, good Lord, get a life. Glad you checked out Shoga. Actually saw the infamous Rick there on the one live he did. Oh, yeah. Mr. Allen is everywhere. Is Rick Allen the exact same way in other people's chats, or is he just that way in this chat? Got to mix in the fuckery. I mean, spice of life. You know, I think that's what they say about that. Isn't that the saying? Fuckery is the spice of life? I watch Yama like Connor watches and stalks the TV in a dark room. Nev, the GOAT. Hopefully not with the same intention that Connor had when he was watching the TV there. That is still one of the goofiest videos of all time, man. I love that video. That's one that I really am amazed that that's not memed more to this day. Where it's like somebody needs to like crop out the video that's in the screen. Like, you know that one that like you see it in commentary videos a lot, where it's like it's like a soccer match on like the big screen in like a bar, and then like the entire bar just like fucking like erupts. You know, like you know it if you saw it, I think. Like it's like a top down view of like a screen, and then like something happens on the screen and the entire bar just goes crazy. Like I've seen that one like chopped and they crop out what's on the screen and replace that. Like I'm amazed that people have not replaced the screen in that Connor clip and like use that regularly. What's your opinion on fighters tattooing their own names on their body? It's not my style personally, but I can understand them doing it. You know, they do the jersey tattoo, they call it, you know, with the name across the top of the back. It doesn't resonate with me personally. For me, I think the tattoos should have like a lot of personal significance. And maybe it's like, oh, you know, it's my name, it's my lineage, it's my bloodline, you know, that kind of thing. I guess I can get that, but like, it wouldn't be my style. He was on his best behavior asking ridiculous questions. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's just me then. Maybe he just really hates me and Vitz. All right, we got a fight underway here. This is Yakyaev versus Lorenz. I believe Yakyaev is a very big favorite, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. What am I seeing here? Yeah, minus 1,000 favorite Yakyaev over here. Oh, uh-oh. All right, starting to show why. Got a nice knee, and he's teeing off. Oh, dude, is he going to really finish this fight like this? He finished this fight like this. All right, that was, Jesus Christ, that was a mauling. Yo, Yakyaev finished that fight so quickly that I barely had time to come back from checking the money line. Good Lord. He just annihilated, dude. Yeah, we're going to be able to rewatch this entire fight here. Yeah, I mean, DC hitting the nail on the head. Obviously, Lorenz did not belong in there with him. Yeah, Lorenz got annihilated real quick. Yeah, that was crazy. That was wild. DC is you know, I would say, see, a lot of people have problems with DC. I feel like on the Contender series specifically, DC is my spirit animal. Yeah, he just ends up, he goes in and gets the knee and then just tees off. Like Lorenz just, DC is spitting facts right now. He gets the knee to the body and then lands one over top, and Lorenz just folds, not even trying to fight back. I agree with DC. It's like, you got to just like go out there and try to do something. Like he wasn't even attacking the legs. Like he did not have an answer. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Dude's like Crazy Kev, never misses. Now that's a person I have an actual problem with, Crazy Kev. And not just him, but people like him as well. People who are masquerading on Twitter like they're legitimate MMA reporters, MMA journalists, and they just post unvetted, unverified bullshit. That I don't like. Abdul Rahman Yakiayev. Jesus, that's a name. From Turkey. Right? That's a Turkish flag, I believe. No research and being a casual is cool on Contender Series, but not pay-per-views. Yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly why I do it. I'm like, man, that was cool to see that guy just come in and knock that dude out like crazy. I wasn't expecting that. Who is Crazy Kev? Crazy Kev is a dude who is big on Twitter. You've probably seen some of his tweets and not recognized it and not known it. He prides himself on breaking fight news. Like that's his big claim to fame, is that he tries to get fight news like before anybody else does. But he basically just takes it from any source. So it's like if some rando somewhere says, like, he's the reason right now. I didn't even say it. I was going to bring it up earlier in the stream, and this is a good opportunity to do so. If you've heard the rumor that Zhang Weilei has vacated her belt, like, I believe that Crazy Kev is the reason that started. He just finds rando news from any corner of the internet, like, any account that posts something fight news related. He just reposts it as if it's a potential legitimate piece of news. So all he's doing is creating static. He's creating white noise when it comes to this sport. And I really don't like that. Also, he wouldn't fight my boy Chase Parton. Chase Parton was out here trying to call for a fight with dude. Wouldn't do it. Chase Parton calling his shot. He wanted to fight Crazy Kevin Karate Combat. We've got Russian translator lady wearing like a 17th century witch's outfit here. She looks like she's about to cast a spell. She looks like she should be hanging out in front of a cauldron somewhere. Chase too scary. Goddamn right he is. Chase who was going to have to go in and begin training if Kev had accepted that fight. Kev, who apparently does have some combat sports training himself. You saying Chase throws down? Chase was going to throw down with Crazy Kev. I don't know why he specifically wanted to do that, but that was something that Chase felt like he wanted to do. He called him out publicly. He called him out on the podcast. Yeah, if you go back, I mean, it's a ways back. You'd have to find it. But if you go to the short section, I clipped those shorts. So there's like a pair of shorts with Chase calling out Crazy Kev. He looks like a 135er. He's probably even smaller than that. I don't know how tall Chase is, but he's probably a 125er, man. Chase a legit flyweight. Chase's MMA Twitter's Batman. These are facts. Chase not letting it slide out there the way that the rest of the world has to. Cleaning up these streets is right. Yeah, I mean, look, whatever when it comes to the fight. I just don't like it with Kev because it's like You are putting out erroneous bullshit. And like, my problem with it, if you really want to cut down to the core, is that there is already so much bullshit in the MMA scene. It is hard to know what is real and what is not real. You've got people talking all kinds of shit all day long when it comes to MMA. I don't need somebody masquerading as a legitimate outlet and then putting out patently false information. And then when he gets it wrong, he's just like, well, whoopsie. Fuck that. You tune in, no idea who Kev is, but I definitely watch. Hell yeah, dude. I would be there. I told Chase that if he was going to fight Crazy Kev, I was going to be in his corner. I don't care where that fight was taking place. I would have been down there. I would have been cornering Chase. Which would have been pretty fucking cool. I'm not going to lie. I would have cornered Chase, and then me and him together could have commentated on the fight after the fact. Kev is the reason I look stupid telling my friends fake shit. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Hydra, you're exactly right. That's a legitimate point to me. You know, like, all jokes aside, that to me, that's legitimate. Because it's like, not necessarily just telling your friends, but believing that something is like, this whole thing with Zhang Weilei vacating her belt and Mackenzie Dern versus Virna Jandiroba being the title belt, the title shot fight, the title fight coming up because of that. A, that fight makes literally zero sense. B, Zhang Weilei has not said anything publicly about vacating. So until you see it from some official channel, never believe this shit. Because people like Kev say that they see some things on Chinese social media, and it's like, bro, you don't think that there are trolls on Chinese social media too? Even though it would drop their social credit score? Maybe we set Chase after Kaio for his BS statements. To Kaio Bahia? Oh, about Ben Askren you talking about? I mean, I think Kaio just got some bad information himself. There you go. Kaio is a victim of the same thing we're talking about here. Kaio didn't do it on purpose. Kaio is an innocent victim of the same circumstances. We are all in the same boat here together. Oh, Kaio got duped by some tweet. He thought that Ben Askren had passed away. He saw somebody say R.I.P. Ben Askren and thought that that was real. He immediately retracted it. He was like, "Oh shoot, I guess I got bad information, whatever." I really didn't get on Kaio's case for that one. That's not, I don't know. Like, I mean, that's one that like anybody could have gotten taken by. Everybody knew that Ben was sick, So yeah, I don't really fault Kaio too much on that one. It's the same with how the government looks at drug dealers. I don't fault the user, you fault the pusher. I like the way that this guy is talking right now. The little thing that I just caught was pretty good. He's like, I don't know much about my opponent, but I know that they had to go halfway across the planet to find somebody mean enough to take me. I was like, all right, I like that. That's some good trash right there. Yeah, Kaio's already booked, man. Kaio's got a fight coming up. What are we thinking about Kaio versus Nasruddin Imavov? I think Imavov's taking that fight, honestly. Hate to say it. I'm not like the hugest Imavov fan. Feel like he was kind of gifted that win against Cannonier. But, I mean, that doesn't play into it. I mean, I think that's not his fault. I don't know. I got mixed feelings about that guy. But he has been pretty dominant. Kaio dominant as well, but it just seems different. It seems like Imavov is better technically. But those fighting nerds, man, they are something else. So, we'll see. It's been a very quick episode of the Contender series so far. You know, we had 2 fights end very quickly. We're going to be able to get in and out on the podcast. Of course, I know most of you chatting along are aware of this, but anybody who is not, on this channel, there is a podcast called Last Week's Fights, where me and my fighting buddy Chase Parton go over each and every fight from the previous week's card. So on the next episode, we will be doing a next week's fights because we've got a week off. So we'll be doing predictions, but we will be going over this week of the Contender series. So this card will be a quick talk on this next episode of the show, but it'll still be a good time. So come and hang out with your boys. How bought into the Fighting Nerds hype are you? You know, it's kind of funny, Hydra, just talking about myself and Chase. I am more on board with the Fighting Nerds hype. I've been liking what I've been seeing. I've been pretty impressed by some of the work that we've seen from these guys. Chase, on the other hand, is thinking that the downfall is coming sooner than later. And we've seen a little bit of that. But what I think gives me a little bit more faith than I might have otherwise had now, considering that we have seen a few losses for the guys, or at least a loss for Carlos Prates. The reason that I feel more strongly about staying on the hype train is because we've now been seeing guys who have been training with the Fighting Nerds also having improved success. Namely, Hidalgo Vieira and Mikhail Olashechuk, both improving their striking dramatically after fighting or training with the Fighting Nerds. So I'm still on the hype train personally, until I see a dramatic fall off. Like Carlos Prates losing to Ian Gary ages extremely well. Until I see a legitimate drop in like high level competition, I'm with it. Like, because my thing is that even if a Fighting Nerd loses, if they compete well against a top level opponent, that still reflects well on the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the fighter in the cage cannot overcome his opponent, who is also one of the elites of the sport, then that just comes down to the individual. That's not on the training as much anymore, I would say. I would say that if you're going, when we're talking about the very top of the sport, that's how I would look at it. So I'm still on the hype train until I start seeing some like legitimate losses. Until I start seeing dudes going out there and having low fight IQ moments. Going out there and getting submitted by a jump gilly. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Until then, I am with the nerds. Do a live for BKFC. One of my reminders. Thank you, Savage. Yes, BKFC this weekend. Got to remember to do that. Do you know what time that starts? I gotta put that in my notes to remind myself that BKFC is this Saturday. Appreciate that reminder, though. Thank you very much for doing that. Silva and Prates are already some of my favorite fighters, but I don't think they'll stay undefeated forever or anything. Yeah, I mean, I think, look, the fact that this is what you got to like consider with that. MMA, the O is very, very, very rare. You know what I mean? Like, it is exceedingly rare to stay undefeated throughout your entire career in MMA. There's only a handful of guys that have done it, and you can make the argument that Habib, one of the more noteworthy ones, left the sport before it caught up to being able to graduate a fighter to being able to take him out. So I think that the gym itself, all of it reflects well on the gym and the training, even if the fighter ends up losing eventually. All right, Wilson versus Barbosa is underway here, folks. Wilson lands a nice shot that kind of stumbles Barbosa early. Wilson has a fantastic beard. Beard game strong for Mr. Wilson. Dennis the Menace, neighbor of Mr. Wilson. Wilson very composed in there. You love the nerds and already have the glasses. Let's go. Do you have the officially licensed UFC branded Fighting Nerds glasses? I still got to get a pair of those for Vitz King. In fact, I probably should, don't tell Vitz King this. Don't let him know this if you're connected with him. But when we find out for sure that we're able to stream together again, I want to buy a pair of those and give it to him as a gift. All right, Wilson is doing some nice work right now, but there you go. Barbosa lands a knee. Nice calf kick for Wilson. Nice low kick. Oh, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Okay, afternoon card. That might be even better, bro. Get some fights in the afternoon, chill during the evening. I like that idea. You have multifocal lenses, okay? So you just have legitimate nerd glasses, period. I got you. Understood. Ooh, uh-oh. Okay, Barbosa lands a heavy one. Wilson back up, though. Wilson, good chin. If he's able to bounce back after a shot like that, he got put down off of that. Yeah, Wilson, it's kind of amazing that Wilson is still in this fight after going down off a heavy, heavy shot by Barbosa. Yeah, when taking a look at the replay, yeah, that shot. Oh, you know what it was? Is that the shot landed on the back behind the ear on the thin part of the skin on the skull. That's an equilibrium shot. But with enough power, that'll still knock you out. So good on Wilson for being able to stay in this fight. He actually does not look that bad after being dropped, but he is going to be down around now. You guys would crack me up if you both did a stream live wearing the nerd glasses. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll have to see how much they are. I can buy a pair for myself as well. All right. Wilson's got to get himself back into this fight here. Barbosa is keeping a lot of pressure on now. I feel like if Barbosa got a little wild, he might, as long as he protected his chin, he might be able to have some more success up top. There you go. Ooh, a couple good tags there for him. Yeah, Barbosa keeping his feet planted over here. There you go. Yep, that's exactly what I was just saying. Just happened there. Starts to get a little bit more loose. Lands some good shots. Another nice knee lands. Oh, puts Wilson down again. Oh, it's over. Yeah. All right. Better competitor this time with Wilson, but Barbosa. Another first round finish, man. This is what the Contender Series is all about, people. First round finish. 3 times tonight. 3 first round finishes. 3 knockouts in the first round, too. 3 first round knockouts and a 3rd round knockout to boot. We've had nothing but finishes today. Love it, man. That's why the Contender Series rules. Yeah, he was busting him up. That's exactly why. When he started to land after Wilson was already dropped, I was like, all you got to do is keep at least your guard hand up, on the power side, and just start getting a little bit more loose, get a little bit slightly, not reckless, but, just get a little bit more active, because he was compromised, and he did just that. So good stuff. Good times had by all here. Here for the chat, not watching. Appreciate you, Dave. Much appreciated, man. Well, you're getting a play-by-play, at least to an extent. And hopefully the chat is good. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Appreciate seeing you in the comment section of the VODs and the videos. Make sure that you're liking and commenting on some of this stuff that's getting put out here. Again, we're trying to get back in the good graces of the algorithm. Me and the algorithm had a little falling out. You know, I'm trying to rekindle the flame with the algorithm. Me and the algorithm trying to work through our differences. We're trying to make it work as a family. Another guy with a lion tattoo. How many lion tattoos do you think that we have in the UFC? That's a good question here. Who's keeping that stat? Somebody ask Tommy Toehold to get me a stat on how many lion tattoos we have in the organization at current. There you go. MMA on Point. That's another channel I enjoy. All right, well, we are 4 fights down, so we have just been barreling through this Contender series today. The interesting question to me is going to be if what was his name? Sosa. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Sosa ends up getting a contract, because I would assume that all of these other guys are getting contracts, all these guys who got knockouts. I mean, Sosa did finally finish the fight, but had a lot of problems on the ground, so we'll see what happens there. You would bitch slap the algorithm if you bumped into it? Bro, that is not the way that you handle the algorithm. You cannot bitch slap the algorithm. You must make sweet and passionate love to the algorithm. You must buy the algorithm flowers and chocolates. Send the algorithm good morning texts. Official Fighting Nerds glasses are $19.99. You both need a pair? Okay. That could happen. That might happen. Yeah, well, we got to find out if Vitzkin's coming back to the stream, you know. I did actually, so here you go. I guess I haven't mentioned this, but I did get very positive news regarding Vitzking coming back to the stream just this morning. Vitzking is working out his schedule, and there was some information that came out the other day that is leading us to believe that his schedule will be able to get worked out. So, yeah, we might be getting back to work quicker than later. That's why I have 2 YouTube accounts. Andy is my old account of 5+ years. Algorithm lovemaking. There you go. Nice, dude. Yeah, you got in with the algorithm good early. That's how you got to do it. What did you post, Nav? Like, what kind of stuff were you doing on that channel? Algorithm gets the subpar wienering and some McDonald's from me. Yep, you know. That's fair. That's fair. If if that's how you treat the algorithm and the algorithm still likes you, I mean, like that, sometimes that works, you know? I'm going the algorithm simp route. I'm trying to say, algorithm, let me worship you. Hydra, you putting out content too? Do I need to go and sub to your channel? I like to support the homies. What are you doing back there? Did you just throw up? That'll be a fun thing to find out after the stream if the cat threw up. To be fair, Yamacat does not throw up often, which I appreciate. My last little furry guy was a big vomiter. Give the algorithm much dick and a whole lot of nothing. I don't know what I did to the algorithm to piss it off, I guess is my thing. Just watching? Okay, then you can definitely get away with that with the algorithm for sure then. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, you got no reason to be out here being sweet to the algorithm. I'm trying to marry the algorithm. You're the algorithmic backdoor man. Mad at the algorithm for not showing enough Yama. Exactly. That's how everybody should feel. This affects all of us together, people. You know, it's not just the channel that's affected. It's you not getting served more Yama content. So collectively, we've got to get Yama in the good graces of this terrible bitch algorithm. Yama Cat exists. Yes, oh god, you didn't hear him on the Shanghai card? Good lord, he was a menace on that card, dude. Jesus Christ. Towards the end of the stream, he was just going wild. Now, granted, he wanted to get fed because it was the time to feed him. I actually had thought about that before the stream started. I was like, hey, good lord, the last 2 hours of this thing are going to be really hard. I ended up stopping the stream to go feed him for a little, not stopping the stream, but, you know, taking a quick break to go feed him because he was getting all kinds of crazy. But yeah, he'll be around. You can hear him often because he is the most vocal cat of all time. This dude does not shut up ever. Like, I've never seen a cat that talks more than him. He is constantly just meowing a storm. Algorithm sometimes wears a strap on, I think. Probably facts. You know, for as much as I'm trying to get back in with the algorithm, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. Got to go meatloaf on the algorithm every once in a while. Can't be Dylan Dennis for the algorithm. I feel like that was, you know, there you go. Yet another victim of the algorithm not feeding the content more. Because does everybody remember that? Please tell me y'all remember when Paige Van Zant said that Dylan Dennis asked to be pegged by her, and Dylan Dennis did not deny that. Oh yeah, here he is. What up, Yama Cat? Hey, come here. People want to say hello to you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yep. Here is the Yama Cat. Say hello. Hello. You want to stay on my lap for 5 seconds? No, of course not. There he goes. As a fellow cat owner, I might challenge you on for most vocal ever. Yeah, bro, then I feel your pain. Because I have never, ever heard a cat who does not shut up like this dude. He is constantly yelling. I yell about mixed martial arts. He yells about everything else. I fell asleep to the Shanghai stream mid-main card, so missed out on Yama Kitty. Yeah, go back and watch the end of that thing. He is just a little menace. Menace to society. Lucky he's so damn cute. Dennis knows something that I don't. Probably wouldn't knock back a pegging from Paige. Yeah, I would say that's where I personally draw the line. I don't care how fine a woman is. That's a bridge that your boy don't want to cross. But teach their own, man. Teach their own. You know, I am about as socially accepting as they come. You know, and that's why that is one. You know, on the real though, I will have to say, because I mean, I do feel like I might be in a bit of a minority on this one, that is why you will hear me often, I have in my previous career worked in live entertainment, worked with a lot of gay LGBT people, have a lot of good friends in that community. I live in an area of Florida that had a very tragic mass shooting that was involving that community. So I feel like in the MMA space, I might be in a slight minority, but I am always going to be a vocal ally of that community because I think it's important. I think that it's something certainly memeable. Everybody is susceptible to being joked about. I got no problem with that. But when people get a little bit too deep into the transphobia, the trans hatred of the LGBTs, that's where I kind of have to be like, hey, let's chill that out a little bit, because I see everybody as people, see everybody as human beings, and everybody is deserving of respect until they're not. So anyway, so cute, yeah. He gets by on cuteness, trust me. Little piece of shit. Never been pegged, but come on, man, Paige. Nah, bro. That's the thing. I mean, like, it doesn't matter how hot they are, dude. That gets into some territory that I'm not personally comfortable with. If that's what it takes to get with Paige, that's what it takes. I do understand that perspective. I get where you're coming from with this. But for me, I'm just like, because like for me, like with that, like I got to know what the full on offer is. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we talking like it's you got to do that and then the rest will follow? Or is that all you're getting? Even still, that's the to me, it's not, yeah, no, that it, yeah. Listen, I don't know if this is really a great conversation to be entertaining here. I'll say it like this. As the only person who truly knows all of the hideous things that goes on back there, I don't want anybody going back there. Like, I don't want any human being to encounter the amazingly, intensely terrible things that are capable of, from the human body, especially when it comes to me. So, it's a one-way traffic, we say, out of there. Exit only. Everybody is welcome to yell about MMA with us. That is absolutely true, they are. Everybody is welcome. After Paige is done, she power slaps you out of the bed. Bro. Let's go, Nav. Now, getting slapped by Paige. Now we're talking. Exactly. So you want to be a mixed martial artist, huh? Yeah, now I'll take a little punishment. Not that strain of punishment, not that variety of punishment, but if little Paige wants to deliver a nice firm slap to your boy's face, now we're talking. I want to do the offer meme on that one, You offer me slap in the face. Feel uncomfortable with this conversation at this point. I'm kidding. Ryan Gondra. Oh, bro, if this dude loses in the first round, his opponent is so easily going to be able to say that he was just smoking on the Gondra. I was smoking that Gondra pack. I've been crying for 5 minutes, no begging required. If this leaves round 1, Gondra is dead. Sigma coming in with the expert advice. Appreciate that. All right, so Gondra needs a first round knockout. His opponent, I guess, is the bigger favorite over here. Oh, no, Gondra's the favorite. Oh, he's got round 1 cardio. Okay. He's got that Zhang Minyang going on. What weight is this? They're fighting at middleweight? Yeah. Yeah. Middleweight gas artists, I understand. We will put Paige on the shelf. Hey, Paige stays on the shelf, though. That's the nice thing about Paige. You can always access Paige's very tasteful softcore catalog at any time. You ever seen the stuff that Paige does? Paige is legitimately doing Skinamax. Like, to be honest, it actually, like, I have a little bit of respect for Paige's work only because it reminds me of old school Skinamax, like, material. It really is just like softcore movie style, you know, tasteful pornography. Sean being pro rehabilitation odd. No, it's not odd. I thought that I thought that Sean actually made some good points with that. Actually, I posted a story about that on my Instagram. If you're not following on Instagram and you have Instagram at Yama Show, make sure you're following on there. I posted a story about that. What I say to that is that I understand where Sean is coming from. I also believe in rehabilitation as well, if it's possible for the individual. With Raja, I don't know if it's possible. I think that Raja might have some deep-seated issues that might not be fixable by straight rehabilitation alone. So, take that for what it is. Dave, you a gooner. Hey, Sigma, you know, I like, my thing with that too, Sigma, we're all gooners to an extent, brother. Come on. Everybody likes to throw the gooner term around here now, like, y'all ain't, like, everybody ain't doing it. Everybody is someone else's gooner, to quote Marilyn Manson. All right, fight is underway. This is Gondra versus Miller. This is your featured fight of the Contender series tonight. This has been a crazy Contender series of first rounds, and Gondra off to a good start early. Already flustering Miller with some heavy shots. But I can certainly see what Sigma is saying about Gondra possibly being a little bit of a gas artist here, and Miller just almost banana peeled himself. Oh, Gondra going. Well, you said that first round for Gondra, and Gondra is certainly putting a lot out there early. I can definitely see what you're saying about him gassing. Bro, you are Dave Portnoy's twin, W. Goon? Me and Dave Portnoy do not see eye to eye on a number of things. Shout out to Blind Mike, by the way. I'm a big Blind Mike fan. Blind Mike Geary is one of my favorite YouTubers. Oof, yeah, Gondra laying some heavy shots on. But as far as the gooning goes, I mean, I'm just a realist when it comes to that. I mean, you know, everybody likes to play like they're not out there doing the same thing. You know what you do. You know what you do when there's nobody around. You know what you do in the privacy of your own home, in your own room, in your own mind. All right, Gondra's still doing some nice work. He doesn't look super gassed to me. Miller needs to get himself into this fight. Like Miller has just been taking crazy shots, and he's surviving right now. He needs to throw some shots that are going to take Gondra off his balance here. Gondra got a big face. Gondra looks more like the Easter Island statue than Poetan. Yo, look at that profile, bro. Gondra legitimately looks like the Easter Island statue. He got a big old mug. And he is laying some heavy shots. Oh, yeah, dude, this Miller guy is going out, bro. Oh, yeah, Gondra laying it on. You were not kidding when you were talking about first rounder. Yeah, I mean, Miller's just not doing anything. I mean, he's throwing a couple of punches. They're all getting blocked. I don't know if he's just rocked or what this is. Ooh. Yeah, Gondra just walking forward with shots. Yeah, he finally drops. That's over. Get out of here. Bro, 4 first round finishes. This is what the Contender Series is all about. Let's go. He was making a baby motion with his arms. He did a little pregnancy motion and then he rocked a baby. I guess that maybe his wife is pregnant, or he was maybe saying that he just impregnated and then rocked to sleep the baby that he just made in the cage. I don't know what he was signaling there. I just gave birth in this bitch. I should ship you my VHS porn collection, tons of Skinamax among it, and then some. Yo, Didgeridoo Dave, on the real, if you want to ship me your VHS collection, I will absolutely gladly accept it. Does the UFC saying fighters have Muay Thai black belts bother you as much as me? Why does it bother you? Why does that bother you specifically? I didn't goon an hour ago, so he's a gooner right now. There you go. It goes in shifts. You're a gooner in shifts. I understand that. You got to clock in as a gooner. What's a gooner? You mean yes, Didgeridoo Dave. That is a modern term for someone who does that a little bit too much, perhaps. Here, a goon or goonie is the bladder from a box of cheap wine. Interesting. That is some new Australian slang to me. I've never heard that before. A goon is the bladder of a boxed wine. I've never heard that in my life. That is crazy. Then again, you could be legitimately making that up, and I would seriously just believe it hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, Ryan Gondra not getting smoked today. Getting that TKO in round 1. A lot of round 1s. Oh, no belts in Muay Thai. Duh. Sorry, yeah, I think I was going along a little bit too quick to acknowledge what I was saying at that point. Yes. I do believe at this point, though, Hydra, that there are some schools that actually do give belts out in Muay Thai, which I know is a little bit weird. But, yeah, traditionally no belts. But they do have a ranking system, do they not? I do believe that there are degrees, if I'm not mistaken. I think that maybe I'm wrong with that. I'd like to know a little bit more about Muay Thai than I already know. I like the headdresses that they have. I like the little arm straps that they have. Yama Cinemax live stream, let's go. I mean, I don't think you want to watch that, bro. I don't think you want to see what happens with that. I mean, you definitely don't want your boy having a Dark Side Phil moment. That's still the craziest shit on the planet to me, bro. Come on, dude. Who the fuck does that before a live stream, dude? On, like, in the same place that you're going to stream from. So weird. If you travel to Australia for some time, you'll be well acquainted with the term goon For freshies, it means wine that comes in a box and gives you the best bang for your bucks. Oh, so okay, so goon is a slang term for boxed wine, period, not just the bladder of the boxed wine. Gotcha. A lot of Western schools use pragyad, the armpit straps, as rankings or belts now, but it's not traditional or done in Thailand. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's why I was like kind of half and half on what you were saying, because I was like, wait a second. I thought that there was like a ranking system somewhere, somehow, but so I mean, how do they decide in Thailand if you're like a master? You just go out there and fight 500 times and your record ends up being 20 or like 210 to 38. Muay Thai records are fucking wild, dude. How are we feeling about Charlie Arnold, chat? Are we worshiping at the feet of Charlie Arnold? I mean, of course, the Queen Mego Levy has been out on maternity leave for a little while. So Charlie and little cutie Mackenzie Pavicic have been filling in. Tony Jaa in MMA would have been wild. True. I mean, any of these Muay Thai guys, it's great. I mean, we've been seeing what Carlos Prates has been doing. I think that Carlos Prates is the best ambassador for Muay Thai in MMA right now. Start fighting when you're like 7 and go based on the record. There you go, Hydra. Exactly. It is. Those records are fucking insane. The queen is Laura. Bite your tongue, bro. Hey, not to me, brother. It will always be Meg. But Laura is a lovely lady as well. I love Laura. I'm a big fan. Pragyad in Thailand are for luck or other significance for a fighter. Interesting. Okay. Now we're talking here, Hydra. I appreciate these little insights that I might not have otherwise had. Chase Parton would also appreciate these insights. He is big into the Asian mixed martial arts scene. Chase Parton was doing some watch-alongs of Lethwei just recently. Lethwei, notoriously the martial art that DC does not know about. DC is on commentary, just basically flat out letting the entire world know that he's slightly casual when it comes to other forms of mixed martial arts. I've lived in Bangkok, younger than 7 though. Okay. Damn, that's kind of crazy, Dave. Living in Bangkok, Oriental City. One night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble, from what I understand. I want to go to Thailand so bad, but have never been. I mean, at this point, I would certainly like to go to Thailand too. I would love to take in some fights. I mean, like, I really would like to go over and catch like a one card. I would like to go to Thailand and catch a one card that's like not one of the one cards that would be in America, because they have like 2 events a year that come over to America. And I've thought about trying to go travel for some of those, because yeah, I would love to see Stamp fight. I would love to see Rod Tang fight. But like, I would like to go and just like really like be in the thick of it. You know what I mean? Like that promotion, the Fair Tax promotion that Chase was watching on his stream, I would like to go see that. Like, I want to go see the real deal shit, because Thailand is just a fight culture. And like, that would be something cool to experience. They would win a case of Red Bull if they got a KO on top of their win money. Let's go. Yeah, I have heard that Thai Red Bull is like completely different. And like, apparently it's like insanely powerful. Little tiny Asian kids absolutely kicking the shit out of each other. Yeah, I definitely have mixed feelings about that shit. Said live, but did live there for about 7 weeks in 2000. Oh, okay. 7 weeks. That's a oddly specific number. All right. It is that time of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to find out who got contracts. Will it be 5 for 5? Hey, John Dong coming in right at the finish line here. How you doing, John? Good to see you, brother. OG John Dong. What were you living in Bangkok for that specific amount of time? Were you stationed there? I'm good, man. I'm good. The fact that I made it to this stream is kind of awesome because I woke up just in time to get on. It was a mad dash to make sure that I had everything up and running for today. But that all being said, made it and had a great one. All of y'all, as always, making it great. So I appreciate it. Very happy that I was able to get here on time. Originally, the Red Bull there wasn't carbonated. Yes. Tastes exactly the same, just without carbonation. Came in little medicine bottles. Yes, that's what that is what I knew about it for sure. Red Bull was based off its high energy drink they had that was thicker and not carbonated with more caffeine. Yeah. Heard that it was insanely strong, like really, really, like deadly strong. Ex-wife, got you, man. All right. That's Dante Johnson gets a contract. One fight, one contract. I mean, Dana's saying it was hard to get position on him, but I don't know about that. Talking about Sosa here. All right. He gets a contract. I'm thinking we're going to go 5 for 5 today. So Johnson gets a contract. Sosa gets a contract. Other 3 all got knockouts too. I would assume we're all getting contracts here. All right. Yadyayev gets a contract as well. Biggest favorite on the card. That is insane. That is a crazy set. 16 first round finishes out of 17 wins. That's wild. Yeah, that Barbosa guy. Yeah, I mean, how the fuck is he not already in the organization? That's crazy that he even had to fight on the Contender Series. All right, Mr. Gondra. There you go. 5 for 5. We did it, people. 5 for 5 on contracts. 4 first round finishes today. There wasn't much to talk about today. Glad that we had a good chat over here. Because, yeah, that was, I mean, each of those fights was so goddamn quick. There was not really much to comment on. So, glad we had some good conversation. So, yeah, I mean, that is the Contender Series for Week 3. 5 fights, 5 contracts, 4 first-round knockouts, 1 third-round knockout. 5 for 5 on knockouts today. Good times had by all. Got to talk a little bit about getting pegged by Paige Van Zandt. Sounds like a good night to me. well, I guess that'll about do it, right? I mean, we saw what we needed to see over here. Dana goes to shake everybody's hand. Don't really have too much else to say about those fights. I mean, we'll see what happens with all of these guys when it comes to fighting in the actual promotion. Such short fights, I'm almost disappointed we didn't get more. Yeah, kind of same, you know? I like to be able to like hang a little bit more. Ija, gooning only CP could compete with? I'm going to tell Chase you said that. But yeah, no, it does feel like slightly unfortunate because it's like, you want a little bit more meat on the bone, but sometimes that's just be the way that it goes, Love you all. Thanks, Thinker, for putting it together, my friend. Always, brother. Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up. So much appreciated to everybody who hung out. Tomorrow night, if you are around and you see the notification for the stream, I'm going to be doing the in-depth breakdown of the Raja Jackson situation from start to finish, or at least start to where we are at current. I'll be adding a whole lot of additional context. So come on around if you see that. It's going to be a little bit of a downer, you know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit of a, not the most fun. Certainly not stuff that will be joking around with a bunch, but I think very important to go over for the full context. So if you see that, definitely stop by. The video that I already did about that subject is out on the channel now. If you haven't seen it, give it a watch, give it a like, leave a comment, support the channel any way that you can. Free to support, and it goes a long way. There's a podcast on this channel called Last Week's Fights. We do a podcast, myself and Chase Parton. That is Monday nights at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going over all of the fights from the previous week. So the Contender series that we just watched will be on the next episode. We'll be doing predictions for the Paris card coming up. What time are you going live? I'm thinking about doing it around maybe... not 10, excuse me. Around like 8 o'clock, I'm thinking is probably when I'm going to go live for the Raja Jackson live stream is what I'm thinking. If I will put tweets and posts about it. So, also I wanted to plug this too because I just started putting a little bit more stock into it. But if you are on Facebook, you can follow at, it's facebook.com/Yamashow1. Yamashow everywhere else. Facebook, unfortunately, is Yamashow #1. Yamashow 1. So, you'll get the stories from Instagram on your Facebook feed if you follow on Facebook as well. But, yeah, I'm thinking about 8 o'clock is probably when I'm going to do that tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see. It might be a little bit later, depending on what the day is like. But I will keep you posted as far as start times go on the social media. It was still nice hanging, but definitely was quick. Hope to see you Saturday, but I'll definitely catch live tomorrow. Absolutely, man. Yeah. And keep reminding me about Saturday. I'm going to try to keep it in my mind that it's that 2 o'clock start time. 2 o'clock BKFC. Got to find out where I can catch that. I got to see what the consumption is like for that. But I will find that out. And we will reconvene, everybody. So, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Again, see you tomorrow. If not, see you on Saturday for something. Probably BKFC in the afternoon. Sounds pretty good to me. Have a great rest of your night. A great rest of your week if I don't see you. And as always, everybody, fight on.
Game.